All right, welcome guys. Let me go over this trade real quick. So it's the 16th of April, 2024. I'm just gonna do a top down right now. So right here, we're sweeping weekly lows. We're sweeping weekly lows. We should be getting a reaction from there, but it did take a while because of lower time frame activity, right? But yeah, this is what we're looking at on the weekly chart. So you move to the daily chart. And as you can see my markings, I've spotted a very old daily fair value gap right there. Comes with another block. So I spotted that, and then we see that price is starting to react from there. We spotted more liquidity to the upside, reasons why price could be reversing to trade back into premium areas. Because we're at discount right now. If I go to the 4-hour, also a reaction from this weekly fair value gap, but that happened a while ago. Last week, big bearish candle. So a lot of activity last week. So if you go to the 4-hour chart, right? We're clearly at discount areas, right? We can see liquidity to the upside. We saw this fair value gap. Price respected that, and that's what brought it into that daily fair value gap that we marked out. And then we see more liquidity to the upside, and price is clearly at a discount area. If you take your Gann box right here, and if you draw, you can see price is clearly at a discount area. But we don't need to have that on our chart. And you drop straight to the 15-minute time frame. I'm looking for buys, so I'm thinking of a sweep of Asian range low. Thinking of a sweep of Asian range low, we can see this is a live market. So we got that sweep. I was tracking a break of structure. Let me take this off here. Striking a break of structure here, I kept getting a weak sweep. I kept getting sweeps instead of a break, a body break. I do have to mention that it has to be an energetic break of structure, right? So it failed here. We made another swing high here. So structure right there. And then we broke it energetically here. Left us a small fair value gap, but I like to see another, after the break of structure, I like to see another bullish candle if I'm going for buys before we get a retrace back. But that didn't happen. It started to draw down very energetically. So I didn't get that. I got a small gap here, but I just felt more comfortable moving to the 5-minute time frame to look for a better setup, right? This gap, this fair value gap here, not this one. This one was created on the 5 a.m. of our London kill zone. So I felt more comfortable taking my trade on this one right there. And not just that, when I measured out this push right here, this push, one of my entry points clearly fell in the fair value gap. And that is where I took my entry, as you can see right there. So this is a possible point where price could make it to. If you go back to the 4-hour chart, the opening of this fair value gap, although I do expect price to make it to this high right here, but the opening of this fair value gap and a fair value gap in general is an area that price could react from, right? So I expect price to get up there, but my trading plan suggests that I always go for 2-to-1s. So right here, right there, 2-to-1 is my ideal trade setup right there for today. So I'll see how that plays out. I do reckon that we'll hit take profit. I do reckon that we'll hit take profit. So let's see how this plays out for the rest of the day, right? All right. All right, guys. So here's how we're doing on that trade. It does look like we grabbed our 2-to-1 right there, but price looks like it'll get that target point I was talking about on the 4-hour chart. Remember I mentioned that price could get to the opening of this fair value gap um as a safe point, but I do reckon that price will get up here, the swing high. But as a safe zone, as a sort of playing it safer, I would just recommend that you put if you wanted to go for more than the 2-to-1, I would recommend that you put a take profit at the opening of this fair value gap. So what's the high of this candle? That's 1.06512. So that would be a good point for a take profit right there. Um, this is a big volume right now, big candle. So it could get to this high. It does look like that's where it's going from. But I do anticipate a reaction from the opening of this fair value gap right there. So I'm already out. Out of this market at a 2-to-1 because that's my trading plan. You have to go with what your trading plan is telling you. If you do like to go for a 3-to-1, then your take profit is still way up there. And I do reckon that price would get there. So yeah, that's it for this trade. April 16th, 2024. You can go back on your chart and see that this happened and back test and see that this happened. And yeah, that's basically our setup. So from higher time frame analysis, we were looking for a buy. We saw price draw into that daily fair value gap. At the start of the day, I'm looking for a sweep of the Asian range low, a clear break of structure, energetic one. I wasn't comfortable with taking the trade, even though I did have a fair value gap. I wanted to see another bullish candle close and then a retrace, but it didn't give me that. But guess what happened on the 5 minute? Exactly what I wanted to see. After the break of structure, another bullish candle close before we get that retrace back into a fair value gap that sits on the London session 5 a.m. time. So your setup could be in the kill zone or on the hours of the kill zone. So if it was 2 a.m. to it's 2 a.m. to 5 a.m., right? So this fair value gap sat on the 5 a.m. time. So it is safe for us to take that trade right there. Right. So it is making it to that 3-to-1. Well, yeah, this is how this trade played out. All right. So I would see you in the next example, live example.